my trip to the southwestern United States. Here you can see a picture of myself. So we flew into Denver, Colorado, and we drove from the airport, we drove to Pikes Peak, which is also in Colorado. It's a mountain about 14,000 feet high, and you drive up, you can see the squiggly roads and curves. So we went there, and we got down, we drove down the mountain and to our first campsite. It took us quite some time to find the campsite, or the campground rather, because it was not clearly marked, and by the time we got there it was already dark. It's 9 o'clock. This trip was taken during the month of August of '08. As you can see, we tented. This is our campsite. It's not inhabited. All around is pretty much just wilderness. The next day we drove to the Royal Gorge Bridge. It's the highest suspension bridge in the world. As you can see from this sign, it dates back to the 1800s. It was built in 1929. Here's a view looking across the bridge. Down below is the Arkansas River. You can't even see the whole bridge in this picture, as you can tell. The next day we went, this is on Tuesday still. We went to Mesa Verde National Park. And it has these old Indian remains, these Indian dwellings, and we took a tour with an Indian guide who was very interesting, very informative character, and he told us all about the ruins. The following day we continued traveling, went to Canyonlands National Park. As you can see, very pretty country out there. We took several hikes in Canyonlands, just not very long hikes, but Wednesday we drove for around 6 hours, and then at the following morning we were in Page, Arizona. This is the Glen Canyon National Recreation Area. This is the dam there. This body of water right here is Lake Powell. We took a boat tour on Lake Powell. It was about a 7-hour boat tour. We went to go see this, it's called the Sunset Arch. So that was the purpose of the boat tour, to go see this archway here. The next day we went to the Grand Canyon. We visited the Grand Canyon, and we went to Bryce Canyon National Park. We thought Bryce Canyon was actually nicer than the Grand Canyon. And on Saturday, we were actually in California already. We stayed in a town in Southern California near the coast, around 20 minutes away from Artesia, California. On Monday we set out again. We stayed the weekend in town in California, and then Monday we started out again. We drove along the coast. As you can see, some beautiful views along the coast, and then we ended up in Yosemite. We stayed in Yosemite from Tuesday to Friday. Here you can see it's Half Dome. That's the name of a hike. It's around a 15-mile round-trip hike. Along the way you can see some beautiful waterfalls. And this is at the end of the hike. You have to climb up this rock face like this. It's just a ladder that you have to climb up to get to the top of Half Dome. The final day, we drove back on Friday morning. We drove back and went to San Francisco. And we stayed there for the rest of Friday. We visited the Golden Gate Bridge, and then we flew home on Saturday. So it was a total of 2 weeks traveling, and we had a wonderful time, and thank you for listening.